Okay, so are you ready for this? Get ready to question like literally everything you thought you knew about reality. We're diving into the prison planet theory, which is basically the idea that Earth and maybe even the whole universe is a prison, like a disguised one.
It's an idea that's been around forever. You see it popping up in different cultures, different times in history.
And I guess the big question is, right? If this is a prison, then who are the wardens? Why are we even here? The sources you sent me, it's pretty wild. They've got everything like power hungry aliens, AI running simulations. I don't know, it's like a cosmic escape room, but with no rules.
Yeah, I mean, it really makes you think about what's real, Like, what if the laws of physics, space, time, all of that, what if it's all manipulated to keep us, well, stuck?
Like a maze that keeps changing. You can't tell what's real. And then, there's the idea of control mechanisms. The sources talk about media, societal norms, even reincarnation. It's all just ways to keep us, I don't know, in line.
Think about it, right? Sometimes you feel like you're stuck, going through the motions, no control. Maybe that's the point. That's by design.
Yeah.
Like even reincarnation, death and rebirth, it's just a way to trap our souls, keep them in the prison.
It's kind of like those Gnostic texts, right? About the demiurge, the flawed creator god who made the material world. And it's a soul trap. It's like, I don't know, they were the OG prison planet theorists.
There are definitely, connections there. Gnostics thought the world was messed up, flawed, like a prison. And that idea, it fits with the prison planet thing. But, here's the thing. The sources also talk about cracks in the walls, like little glimmers of truth peeking through.
You mean like those weird moments, right? When something weird happens that you can't explain, like a glitch in the matrix?
Yeah, exactly. The people who believe this stuff, they think those weird things, they're like evidence. Like the prison isn't perfect. It's like catching a glimpse behind the scenes, the code of the simulation.
Okay, yeah, simulations, this is where it gets really, I don't know, kind of freaky. If we are in a simulation, then that would be, that's ultimate control, right? Everything, our thoughts, our experiences, all planned out. It's like, unplug me.
The simulation idea, it adds a whole new level to the prison planet, And then you've got to ask, like, who made this simulation? Why?
Okay, I'm getting a little freaked out now, so maybe let's zoom out a bit. The sources also talked about the Fermi paradox, why we haven't met aliens yet. With a universe this big, it's weird, right?
Yeah, the where is everybody problem, a classic.
And some people think that, I don't know, maybe we haven't met anyone because we're isolated, like on purpose. Cosmic quarantine, is that how the prison planet people explain it?
Absolutely. They say, yeah, look, no aliens, that's proof they're keeping us away from everyone else, right? Like we're the bad prisoners, solitary confinement on a galactic scale.
Okay, wow, that's a scary thought. But let's be real, this is all pretty, I don't know, out there. It's cool, it's an interesting theory, but is there like actual evidence?
Well, that's the thing. That's where it gets a little, tricky.
Okay, so, what do the skeptics say about all this prison planet stuff?
Well, the main thing, they say there's no real evidence. It's all like interpretation, guessing, not like hard science.
So it's more about like seeing patterns, connecting dots than, actual proof.
Yeah, exactly. They'll point to Occam's razor. Simplest explanation is probably the right one. They say there are simpler reasons for the Fermi paradox, like space is just huge, right? Or maybe interstellar travel is just like really hard.
Maybe we haven't met aliens because it's like, I don't know, finding a needle in a haystack, but cosmic.
That's the idea. And some skeptics, they even say, this whole prison planet thing might just be us, like our psychology, what we need, what makes us anxious.
Like when things are messed up, chaotic, it's comforting to think there's a reason, even if it's a bad one.
Yeah, there's that. It might appeal to people who feel like they have no power, alienated. It gives them a reason, a purpose.
Makes them feel like they know something, a secret that others don't.
Right. And it feeds into that thing, like not trusting authority, like we're being lied to, controlled.
That feeling like something's not right, the story's not complete.
And, there have been real conspiracies, right? Cover-ups. So it's not like totally crazy to think that way.
But the sources, they also talk about like the bad stuff, the dangers of this kind of thinking.
Oh, yeah. For one, it can make you paranoid. Suspicion everywhere. You start questioning everything, even like yourself.
Like you're trapped in your own head? That sounds lonely.
Yeah, and then you start rejecting like science, reason, because, the system's rigged, right? So why trust anything?
So instead of breaking out of prison, you just build a new one, but in your head.
Exactly. And then there's this danger of just giving up. If you think you can't escape, what's the point of trying to make things better in your life, in the world.
Might as well just lie down and, I don't know, let the wardens take over.
That's it. And that's bad, for everyone. Kills your motivation, your creativity.
But, okay, let's be real. Even though there are these dangers, this prison planet thing, it's still kind of, I don't know, fascinating. Why do you think it, grabs people so much? Even when it's, probably not true.
I think it's because it speaks to something deep in us, the need for meaning, for order, especially when the world feels so, random. This theory gives you a story, even if it's not a good one. It gives you, I don't know, a sense of control.
Yeah, it's a map, even if it's a map of a prison.
I get it. And don't forget about the whole, not trusting authority thing. The prison planet, it fits into that, right? We're being manipulated, lied to.
That gut feeling that something's off, that we're not getting the whole truth.
Right. And I think for some people, the prison planet, it explains that feeling.
Like it's a lens. Even if it distorts things, it helps them understand.
Yeah, and I think it's important to, remember that people have reasons for believing this, even if we don't agree. It shows how much we need meaning control.
Okay, so we looked at everything, right? The theory, evidence, what people say against it, the dangers, but what does it all mean for us, regular people? What do we take away from all this?
I think the main thing is, critical thinking. Question what you hear, what you believe. Don't just take things at face value. Look at the evidence. Think for yourself.
Don't just believe everything you read, even if it sounds, convincing. Do your own research. Be open to changing your mind.
Exactly. And it's about, finding that balance,
Yeah.
between being skeptical, but also open-minded.
Be curious, explore different ideas, but also stay grounded. Don't go too far down the rabbit hole.
That's it. And it also shows, how powerful our beliefs are. How we see the world. It shapes everything, our experiences, relationships.
So even if the prison planet is just a metaphor, it still teaches us about ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Our need for meaning, looking for patterns, and, building our own prisons in our heads.
That's a good way to put it. I think it's, it's important to remember that, even if we don't agree with the theory.
Okay, so this has been a lot to think about. I'm definitely going to be seeing things a little differently now.
Yeah, that's what's cool about these kinds of ideas, right? They shake things up, make you think.
And I think that's a good place to, wrap things up for now. But we want to hear from you, the listeners. What did you think? Did anything, resonate with you about the prison planet theory? What are some of the, mental prisons you've built for yourself?
Keep searching, keep exploring, and keep your mind open.
This whole prison planet thing, man, it really makes you think, even if Earth isn't literally a prison, I mean, are there other ways we, I don't know, trap ourselves?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I think, that's what this whole theory really gets at, right? It's about our need to understand the universe, to find meaning, even when things are crazy.
So maybe there aren't alien guards or anything, but there are these, I don't know, limitations, beliefs, fears that we put on ourselves. We kind of become our own, jailers.
That's like what we were saying before about, feeling stuck. Sometimes we make those ruts ourselves. You ever feel like you can't, chase a dream because, I don't know, what other people will think? Or
Yeah.
You don't try something new because you're scared of failing?
Oh, yeah, all the time. You start doubting yourself, making up all these, obstacles. It's like building your own prison in your head.
And that's where critical thinking is so important. It's not just about debunking conspiracies. It's about looking at what we believe and, challenging those limits we put on ourselves.
So instead of freaking out about whether the universe is a prison, maybe we should focus on breaking out of the prisons we make for ourselves, realizing those beliefs that hold us back and saying wait, who's really in charge here?
You got it. The prison planet theory, as crazy as it sounds, it can remind us of that, makes us ask those big questions. What do I believe? What's controlling my life? Am I stuck in a prison that I built?
Okay, so we've gone through it all, the theory, evidence, what people say against it, the, potential downsides. But I'm curious, for you personally, where do you land on this whole thing?
Well, for me, I'm a scientist, So I tend to be pretty skeptical. I look for evidence, logic. And honestly, the prison planet theory, it doesn't hold up, but that doesn't mean it's totally useless. Like we've been saying, it makes you think about some pretty big stuff about, human nature, how we need meaning, how we see patterns, even when maybe they're not there.
So you're saying it's okay to think about these things, even if you don't end up believing them?
For sure. I think it's good to be open, to challenge what you think you know. The problem is when you get like too attached to an idea, any idea, you close yourself off.
Like that saying, right? The mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. We gotta be willing to, jump out of our comfort zone, look at things differently, even if it's a little scary.
Yeah, exactly. And who knows, maybe by doing that, you learn something new about yourself, about the universe, maybe even about what's real.
This whole deep dive, it's definitely given me a lot to think about. I'm gonna be like looking at everything a little differently now.
That's what's so cool about these, out there ideas. They shake things up, get you thinking.
And on that note, I think it's time to, wrap things up for today, but we really want to hear from you, the listeners. What did you think about all this? Did anything, stand out to you? What are some of those prisons you've built for yourself? Let us know.
Keep searching for the truth,
Yeah.
Keep exploring. And don't let anyone or anything put limits on your mind.
Until next time, everyone, stay curious, stay skeptical, and don't let anyone build a prison around you.